almost done seeding with winter wheat. We're gonna have about 3,500 acres in. Really happy about that. We love winter wheat. Just haven't had great conditions to do the last couple years. This year's been fantastic, so we're throwing it in. Most acres we've put in a long time. And then I just gotta run out real quick, help Leg Arms change a tire on his air drill. He had one flat. We just got a couple acres left, so this should get him through. The tire's not great, but it's a spare tire, and it should get him done to the field and back to the shop where we can deal with the tires later. And then, after that, let's go on vacation. We could use it. We could use a vacation. Oh, we could use a vacation. Oh, a lot of work. It's just a lot of work. We're ready. Kids are ready. Everybody's ready. Ready for some time off. All right, where's this flat tire at? Is it on this side or the other side? Let's find out. It's the other side. All right, let's go to the other side.
I got a flat tire. Luckily, Nick's over here. He's gonna help me out a little bit. He found a tire, and we'll swap it out and see what we can come up with. Yeah.
What'd you do? That shouldn't look like that. I wouldn't have done that if I were driving it.
You wouldn't have done it. That's why I did it. All right.
I don't know if this tire can last very long. See our tread problem here?
Yeah, that's one we took off earlier.
Yeah, that's okay. They don't build them like they used to anyways.
Sorry. I'll throw that tire a little shot. All right, now that he's got me going, well, I will be going. Head gaskets are still leaking a little bit. Not as bad as they were. So what I did is I took the radiator cap, took the rubber piece off the cap, so the radiator cannot build a pressure. That means it's not gonna blow it out of the head gasket as much. And so far, this thing's been running great. 165 degrees for the coolant temperature. It's nothing. It doesn't hardly leak much coolant out of the heads anymore, so we'll run it. Okay, good deal. Now I gotta let this thing find the GPS line before I can get going. But the nice thing is we got a tire on. Should hopefully run for today. Right.
Well, welcome back to the channel. We're gonna do something I haven't done in, it's been a couple years now. For one, actually using these grain bins. They haven't been used. These poor things have been sitting vacant. Yeah, no squatters in them. Can't believe it. Well, there could be some furry squatters or some feathered squatters, but they've been sitting idle for the last couple of years because we just haven't grown crops to make enough to even fill these things. But this year, we had some little more than we usually did the last few years. Not enough to fill everything like we'd like, but we had to put some peas in these. So, yellow peas, really nice quality. And the call was given, said, hey, we need those delivered. All right, we'll get on it. So we contracted enough to keep us somewhat hedged against price changes. And so we told them, yep, we'll bring them in. And this is where I haven't done in, well, like I said, a couple of years. My favorite grain vac, the VR12 from AGI. This vac here is a beast. Oh, I love this vac. It is such an awesome vac, especially when you pull directly from a bin. You don't have any tubes on it yet. I mean, it's nuts how much grain you can move with this thing. And if you got to move grain out of bin sites like this, a little crescent moon setup we had here. Originally, we had an auger in the center here, two augers actually. They were hydraulically driven. One was mechanical, one was hydraulic, and it swung around and it worked. It was just low capacity, couldn't keep up. And it just turns out that a big fat vac like that and these bins doesn't take long. You can get to business quick and get these things sucked out fast. These are 5,000 bushels each. And that vac, if you didn't have to get inside and put a hose around, could suck that bin out in like 30 minutes to an hour. It's nuts. But there's a lot more goes into it when you got to get in there and move the tube around. Stuff starts slowing down. So we'll get up to this bin. let's start pulling on it, get a truck, and get these peas to town. And powered by our constantly being fixed and upgraded Magnum 7120. So to maximize the throughput of a vac, you want the least amount of hose, suction hose, as possible. So you gotta get the vac as close as you can to the bin and still make it manage to hook up. I'm gonna grab some pieces. We're gonna shove the spout right there, put our shortest hose on, pull up. It's got an extension on it, lets me telescope out to the vac. I'll show you how that works. And we'll hook her up and I'll grab the truck. And I think that's all it is to it. Let's go. Let's go get a truck. I need your help. Pick which one. We got options. I like options. Except for, these are kind of tough options. They're great. But how do you pick? It's like picking which kid gets to ride with you. There's only one buddy seat. And you got 4 kids. Can't pick favorites. Okay, who's up? We've got the old Blue Pete. The new Blue Pete, which we haven't decided on the name yet. Repeat, Bruiser, what was it? Franken Pete. There's a whole bunch of names out there. And of course, our good old 9370. Yeah, they're all sitting outside in the sun, I know. We're gonna be putting them inside soon. But, oh. Yeah, guess I'm gonna have to order one of those. Fortunately, these are cheap. And I guess you can say they're cheaply made too. All right. Well, I really kind of want to run this one. But that one's got the sleeper on it the kids like. Oh, what do you guys think? I can't help it. We got to take the Repeat. Oh, I better roll this down. This is important. I think we're ready. Let's give her the beans. See what happens. A little bit of mound in the front, got a mound in the back. I should be pretty close to legal. That's the goal, obviously. But next time I'll have to turn it off a little sooner so I don't mount quite like that. I always get it off the first time, then I learn, then it gets better. Oh, wonderful. The other elevator is loaded train right now, unit train, so I gotta drive the long way around to get to where I need to get to. Oh well, unless you guys think I can jump the train, that's gonna need quite a speed. I'm guessing about 400 miles an hour and I can clear it.
We are just about finished up. I'm running out of seed. I got about 20 acres of seed left and about 25 acres of fertilizer left, so I'm pretty much out. My dad is out of fertilizer, but he's got plenty of seed. So what we're going to do is we're just going to seed the rest of this field, and whatever fertilizer gets on there, that's how it's going to be. Whatever it doesn't, it's just how it's going to be. But as you can tell, he's running right here. He's going this way. I'm going that way. I'm just going to keep going until I finish, and then he'll take care of what I can't finish. So yeah, pretty cool. Got a lot of acres seeded in a very short amount of time. there's Kobe on the fender. Oh, that dog is living the life. So right now on my scale on my cart, it says I've got 19 acres of seed left. So yeah, it's gonna be close. Oh man, is it gonna be close? I'm ready to get out of a tractor. I'm ready to take a little break and spend some time with the family. That's what I'm ready for. It's been a long push. But it's been good. It really has been.
Well, we are, and I take Kobe, if you can see him out the window there, we are on the last field of winter wheat in 2024. And the last field we're seeing is the first field that was plowed from virgin soil back about 112 years ago. Back in 1912, probably maybe 1913 is when they got plowing a chunk of this. Anyway, this is where the homestead is. This is where they came up from Oklahoma, my grandfather, and staked out this 320, which this here, there's the Sweetgrass Hills, and there's the homestead. Sometime I'll go over there and then I'll give a walk-by history of kind of the layout and what's left. There's not much left, but it just amazes me that they homesteaded this 320, because at the end of this field, all that grassland until it gets to the next farmland, all the way up, and then all of this here, this was the only field that's farmable. It's just about 46 acres. The rest of it is, well, what we call scab land. And that's land that is just, there is not much topsoil. Even this is really low as far as shallow and topsoil. You get down to the bottom and you start getting into the seabed clay, the what we call shale, but it's actually a dark clay that is almost sterile. And so we don't farm any of this, just this piece, but there are a few reservoirs they dug by what they call a skip boat, or a tumblebug. That's what it was, a tumblebug, and that's where they pulled with horses, which a kind of a small canister, and then they would drag it over, and then they trip the lever, and then it would roll and dump the soil, and then they'd go back and carve out some more of the bottom of this hole and then take it to the top. And it's just amazing the fortitude that they had, the determination to make a claim in this semi-arid, really desert. But one thing it does have is a lot of great skies, all kinds of painted skies through the year. And then, of course, with the Sweetgrass Hills in the background, and this virgin, what's left of the virgin sod in this area, it kind of takes me home. So anyway, but I'm grateful that I'm at this generation. I'm in an air-conditioned cab. I've got auto steer, all the electronics to put down the seed, the right depth, and growing a crop. So it's way easier than what they had. Anyway, I thought I would just show you. There was probably the corral. It's all fallen down now. That one building there you see was a two-seat outhouse. It's the only building that's not standing, it's laying on its side, but it's somewhat together. So it was a very harsh time to homestead during that time, but land was precious, especially in that volume, and there was a lot of people that headed to Montana to grab a 320. Anyway, I'll be done with this is about an hour, hour and a half, and then I'll take it home.
There we have it. We are done and done. There is a tiny little piece over here. He might decide to seed a little bit. It's like 30 acres maybe. If he pulls in there and seeds that, I'll jump in there and just put a little bit extra on the field because I have 10 acres left, maybe. That if the scale is correct. So that's not much at all. But yeah, we're pretty much finished up. Feels good. I'm tired.
All right, well, I'm back in the saddle again. Finished seeding yesterday. We got some peas to haul. We got all 3 trucks running. I'm bringing first load today in town. It's a little slow down there. They have a leg that they had to reduce the speed on, so we're going to keep trucks in line all the time to get our amount of quantity that we need to get in. Sure feels different that since the middle of July was really busy trying to get all the combines, all the harvesting equipment together, plus spraying the chem follow, and then harvest started. The peas, which is what I'm hauling right now, is peas to an elevator, and then we rolled right into the winter wheat, and then we rolled right into the spring wheat, and right after we finally got done with crop harvest, we started right in getting this winter wheat equipment around, and then I started seeing winter wheat right here. This is some of the first winter wheat. It's just starting to come up. It's been in the ground for about 8 days or so, and it's really starting to show its heads, little leaves. So, but it's beautiful morning, beautiful skies, beautiful time to be in a truck. So that's the good. Bad really isn't the ugly. I can help with that. All right, let's get this down and get unloaded. I'm in the New Pete, New Blue, Repeat. It's fun to listen to all the names that people have come up with on this truck that we rebuilt. This used to be the Red Pete that we repowered into this truck, that engine and transmission, and then did some other things and dressed it. Just an awesome truck, and it's got lots of power, makes lots of noise, blows a little black. In heaven. All right, done. Good. Only these 2 had peas in them, so we're done here. So unfortunately, that means that's the end of our VR12 experience for now. We got more bins that need it, but next year, all the bins are gonna be full. There's gonna be a lot of VR12. Thing's a beast. Whew. Okay, let's fold her up.